Hey everyone, Silent Doom here once again with another character analysis for Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Wii U. This time for the wielder of the Monado, the legendary god-slaying sword, Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles. After his encounter with Bowser, Marth and Link on Gore Plain, Shulk readies himself for battle, ready to show the world the true power of the Monado. We start off with Shulk's jab combo into what looks to be his forward smash. The jab combo is somewhat similar to Ike's in that it's a jab to a kick to a sword slash, though obviously with different animations and properties, most notably with the sword slash hitting foes at a slightly higher angle. It should be noted that this sequence is not a true combo, as Link could have broken out of hit stun when the smoke disappeared, or he could have teched when he hit the ground. The forward smash very much resembles his slit edge art from Xenoblade Chronicles, a move designed generally as a combo starter to lower defense when hitting opponents on the side, as opposed to the long range killing poke it looks to be here in Smash. The start up for the move is relatively quick, and it's probably one of the furthest reaching forward smash attacks in the game, even outclassing Wolf's in Brawl, due to the beam of ether energy that is able to extend from the blade. Ether in Xenoblade Chronicles was essentially the life essence of everything on the organic world of Bionis, and the Monado is the blade able to control said ether. As an aside, the idle pose we see right at the start of the clip is near, if not identical, to the one he has in Xenoblade Chronicles when he isn't engaged in battle. Interesting that they would opt for that one over his battle idle, but I guess it's the one that you see more often in game. We then see Shulk knock the two captains away with his back air that seems to resemble Pit's back air in Brawl, which seems to also have fairly low landing lag, followed up by a strong up smash attack which acts as an anti-air to Falcon's incoming aerial approach. It seems as though this, along with the forward smash, have two hits, one where the body of the Monado deals a lone knockback hit, and another where the blade deals the majority of the damage and knockback. Next up we see Shulk doing his down smash against Zero Suit Samus and Diddy Kong. The main interesting element of this down smash compared to other sword users is simply that it covers both sides of him multiple times due to the fact that he's spinning. Apart from that, it looks really cool, and it reminds me a bit of his stream edge art but lower to the ground and spinning. This is then followed up with a quick up tilt attack on the two villagers to knock them out of the air. It seems from this move, as well as the previous ones, to compensate for his sword having such massive reach, the arcs in which he attacks are comparatively smaller than that of other sword users. Compared to Link and Marth's up tilts, for example, it covers much less of his body. It should also be noted that the idle where he rests his hand against his chin at the start of the clip is another idle Shulk regularly does when he isn't battling. It's a very nice touch and a little something to reflect his character. In Xenoblade, prior to wielding the Monado, Shulk spent a lot of the time in the lab as a makeshift weapons engineer trying to learn the secrets of the Monado. Despite first glance, he's actually a very intelligent character that likes to take a methodical approach to situations, and typically when he rests his hand against his chin, it's an indicator that he's in deep thought. Now we begin to get into the real meat of the trailer, and probably the mechanic that helps elevate Shulk from being your average swordsman, his Monado art. Smash 4 gives Shulk 5 Monado arts that he is able to toggle at will, presumably with his neutral B. These are Monado Jump, Monado Speed, Monado Shield, Monado Buster and Monado Smash. Monado Jump gives Shulk and his Monado a green order and allows him access to higher jumps, as we see him soar above and beyond Pit with just 2 jumps, at the cost of suffering greater knockback from attacks. Monado Speed gives Shulk and his Monado a blue aura and gives him greater movement speed, as we see him outrun the villager Gyroid at the cost of lower damage and knockback on his attacks. Monado Shield gives Shulk and his Monado a yellow aura and gives him greater resistance to knockback, as we see him endure Mario's forward smash with relative ease, at the cost of some of his speed. Monado Buster gives Shulk and his Monado a purple aura and increases the damage of his attacks, whilst reducing the knockback of them at the same time, as demonstrated with the down tilt slash to forward air overhead combination. Finally, Monado Smash gives Shulk and his Monado a red aura and increases his knockback, as shown by his angled up forward smash kill on DK and Ike, but reduces the damage of his attacks and makes him suffer greater knockback from attacks. How this move works, how quickly you can cycle through your Monado arts, and how long each Monado art will last upon being used will be the defining factor in how players are able to strategize Shulk, as well as his overall effectiveness. One major thing to note is that his Monado arts actually acted very differently in Xenoblade Chronicles. In that game, each of the playable characters has a special art they build from landing the effects of their other arts called their talent art. Shulk is a special case as he has 8 different talent arts in the form of his Monado arts. These were Monado Buster, Monado Enchant, Monado Shield, Monado Speed, Monado Purge, Monado Eater, Monado Armor, and Monado Cyclone. Only 3 of these were translated into Monado arts for Shulk in Smash, whilst Monado Jump and Monado Smash are exclusive to Smash. Sakurai and his team have opted for quite a creative approach towards one of Shulk's most signature aspects. Next clip we see is what looks to be Ricky, another playable character from Xenoblade Chronicles, supporting Shulk as he taunts as an assist trophy. He's said to use arts such as Happy Happy, Freezernate, and Yoink, as quoted in one of the Pick of the Days by Sakurai. Now we begin to move on to Shulk's other specials. The first one we see here is his Air Slash art, which we can safely assume to be his up B, a fairly typical sword use recovery move where he rises up much like Marth's up B and then follows up with a secondary slash, supposedly with an additional button press of the B button. Next up we see his signature backslash art used twice, first against Mario and next against DDD, most likely as his side B. Backslash is one of Shulk's starting arts and it remains one of his most potent throughout the entire game. It has the special ability of dealing greater damage when you strike the foe from behind. This ability has clearly been translated into Smash as well, as it seemed a lot more potent hitting DDD, who was facing away from Shulk, than Mario, who was facing towards him. We then have the down B, his vision reacts. At first it seems like a typical counter, however at closer inspection we can see that each separate clip has a separate animation. No other counter attack in the game is like this. Could this mean there is more to this move than meets the eye, or is it just visual flair? I personally hope that it's the former, as Shulk's visions are a huge part of his character and a big gameplay element in Xenoblade Chronicles, and having them be reduced to a run-of-the-mill counter would be rather disappointing. If I were to hazard a guess based on what we see however, it looks like the strength of the counter increases depending on when during the countering animation you receive an attack. The earlier you receive an attack, the stronger it is. Preceding this we get a shot of the Xenoblade stage Gore Plain. The stage seems very large and consists of walk-off platforms that extend from the sides. Structurally, this part of the stage is kind of disappointing, but the stage itself looks absolutely gorgeous, especially since it seems to have a day and night cycle. Xenoblade in my opinion is an absolutely beautiful game artistically, and seeing locations from that game in full HD is pretty incredible. Hopefully there will be even more to the stage than meets the eye. Maybe it could tour across other locations on the Bionis as well. This is followed up by a shot of Shulk jumping up and down, with the third time he jumps up showing his bathing suit alternate outfit. In Xenoblade, the player could choose to strip all the armor off their character and have them fight solely in their underwear if they pleased. It was a rather hilarious feature and I couldn't help but laugh at the fact that it was included in this game. Also, the jumping animation is another canon detail to Xenoblade, matching that of Shulk's in-game jumping animation almost perfectly. Finally, we move on to Shulk's final smash, the chain attack, with Dunban and Ricky launching a barrage of attacks in a cinematic sequence with Shulk, while Shulk deals the finishing blow. In Xenoblade, when you had built up a certain gauge called the party gauge, you were able to unleash a chain attack, an attack where each of your characters will perform an art in sequence against foes for massive damage. Though I must say, the absence of Shulk's best mate Ryan in this final smash makes me wonder where he is. Maybe he's also an assist trophy. At the end of the trailer, Shulk is greeted by the voice of a familiar foe, Metalface, who's one of the most notable antagonists of Xenoblade. Whether or not he will be a stage hazard for Gore Plain or a boss elsewhere is still unknown. Whew, well, quite the trailer, I must say. For those of you who don't know, or for those of you who didn't guess from watching this video, I am a big fan of Xenoblade Chronicles. It is one of my favourite games on the Nintendo Wii, and Shulk was my one character, the one character who I really wanted to be in the game, and the fact that he is present in Smash 4 and revealed in such a spectacular fashion really warms my heart. I mean, I wasn't quite as hyped for his reveal as I would have liked to have been, largely because of the leaks, but Sakurai and his team just did an absolutely fantastic job with him. The only thing that kind of disappointed me was how they did his visions, but again, we don't know the full details, and there's so much promise with this character. He looks decently fast, he's got this fantastic range on his Monado, he just looks incredibly fun to play, incredibly cool. I never had any doubt. I apologise for this analysis being quite late as well. There are a couple of reasons for this. One, I took a while to script, and two, I was waiting on a new mic. As you may have noticed, this mic has quite a bit better quality than my previous one, so yay for that. But hopefully you guys still learned something new from this analysis, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching. This is Silent Doom. Peace out.
I'm really